Sometimes, a single moment inside an ordinary store can reveal everything about who we are. Sometimes, a quiet cashier, a frustrated customer, and a decision made in seconds can trigger a chain of events no one will ever forget. And when the truth finally comes to light, it leaves the entire room speechless. But before I tell you exactly what happened that day, before you hear what the manager did that stunned everyone in the store, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here, we bring you stories that uncover hidden sides of human behavior, stories that teach, challenge, and stay with you long after they're told. Stay with me until the end. This is not just a story. This is a lesson the world needs to hear. Derek James was a hardworking young man, soft-spoken, kind, and deeply respected by his colleagues. He had been working as a cashier at Greenfield Supermarket for 3 years. Every morning, he arrived early, prepared his checkout lane with care, and greeted every customer with the same sincerity, no matter who they were. He had faced difficult days before. He had seen people in bad moods, witnessed tense arguments, and dealt with the occasional rude comment. But nothing had prepared him for the confrontation that was about to change his life. It was a Saturday afternoon, and the store was unusually busy. Families hurried through the aisles, the lines at the registers grew long, and the sound of beeping scanners filled the air. Derek's lane was moving quickly. He always worked efficiently, and his calm energy made the process smoother for everyone. That was when she arrived. A woman in her late 50s, wearing an elegant coat, sharp shoes, and carrying an expensive handbag. Her name was Patricia Wallace. She was a regular customer, known by some staff for her sharp tone and her impatience, but she had never crossed a serious line, until today. Patricia began placing her groceries on the conveyor belt, her eyes briefly landing on Derek. Her expression hardened instantly. Without hesitation, she raised her hand and said loudly, "No. I don't want him touching my stuff." The words hit the air like a crack of thunder. The customers nearby paused, unsure if they had heard correctly. Derek froze for a moment, stunned by the sudden hostility. Patricia pointed directly at Derek. "I want someone else. Get me another cashier. Now." Derek's heart pounded in his chest. He had encountered rude customers before, but this was different. This wasn't about service speed or a product issue. This was personal. And everyone around them realized it too. "Ma'am, I can assure you I am fully capable of processing your items quickly and carefully," Derek said, his voice steady but firm. Patricia's tone grew sharper. "I said I don't want you touching my things. I want someone else." The surrounding customers began whispering. Some pulled out their phones, quietly recording the unfolding scene. The room, once filled with the sound of casual shopping, was now drowned in uncomfortable silence. Derek took a deep breath, forcing himself to remain calm. "Ma'am, I'm here to help everyone. But if you wish to speak to a manager, I can call one for you." "Do that," Patricia snapped, crossing her arms. Within moments, the store manager, Mr. Thomas Green, appeared. He was a tall, composed man in his mid-40s, known for his fairness and calm leadership. He had dealt with many customer complaints in his career, but as he approached the tense scene, he realized this was not a typical situation. Patricia quickly took control of the conversation. "Your cashier over there, I don't want him serving me. I need someone else. Now." Thomas's eyes shifted from Patricia to Derek, reading the unspoken tension in the air. "May I ask why, ma'am?" "I don't feel comfortable," Patricia said coldly. "Just get me someone else." Derek kept his gaze down, waiting for the manager to handle the situation. But Thomas did not look away. He took a slow step forward and said, loud enough for the other customers to hear, "Here at Greenfield Supermarket, we do not assign staff based on personal preferences tied to race, gender, or any form of discrimination." Patricia's lips tightened. "I'm not discriminating. I'm just asking for another cashier." Thomas's voice remained calm but firm. Your request is based solely on the fact that Derek is black. That's unacceptable. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Patricia's face turned red, but she didn't back down. I'm the customer. The customer is always right. Thomas took a deep breath. The customer is always welcome, but the customer is not always right. Patricia stared at him, disbelief flashing in her eyes. Excuse me? Thomas continued, we stand by our employees. Derek is one of our best. He is professional, respected, and fully capable of assisting you. If you choose not to complete your purchase here, that is your decision. But we will not remove him from his position to accommodate your prejudice. Silence fell over the entire front of the store. All eyes were on them. Some customers nodded quietly in support. Others captured the moment on their phones. Patricia seemed to weigh her options for a moment. Then, without another word, she grabbed her purse and stormed out of the store, leaving her groceries on the conveyor belt. Thomas turned to Derek, his expression softening. You handled that with incredible professionalism. Thank you. Derek managed a small, grateful nod. But inside, his emotions were spinning. He had prepared himself for difficult days, but never for something like this, never for a moment where his very presence would be so openly rejected. The customers in line offered quiet words of support as they stepped forward to complete their purchases. One woman whispered, "Thank you for staying strong." Word of the incident spread quickly. By the end of the day, the video taken by another customer had gone viral. Thousands of people commented, praising Thomas's leadership and Derek's grace under pressure. The store received messages of support from all over the country. But for Derek, the most important message came from Thomas himself. Later that evening, Thomas called Derek into his office. I wanted to thank you personally. And I want you to know that the company stands fully behind you. We've implemented new employee protection policies as of today. No one should face what you faced. And moving forward, no customer who brings that kind of prejudice into this store will be tolerated. Derek was moved by the sincerity in Thomas's voice. Thank you. I appreciate that more than you know. Thomas smiled. We don't just serve customers here, Derek. We serve people. And we respect every person who walks through these doors, including our staff. In the weeks that followed, Derek noticed a change. Customers he had never spoken to began greeting him warmly. Some would switch to his lane on purpose, showing silent support. The store became more than just his workplace, it became a space where respect and fairness truly mattered. Patricia Wallace, on the other hand, never returned to the store. But her departure wasn't a loss. It became a powerful example of the kind of behavior that would no longer be tolerated, not in that store, not in that community. The lesson from this story is clear. Silence in the face of discrimination is complicity. And sometimes, it takes just one voice, one stand, to create a ripple of change. If this story resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to this channel right now to hear more stories that challenge, inspire, and reveal hidden truths. Your voice matters. Leave a comment below and tell us what you think about what happened to Elijah. Do you believe justice was served? Also, don't forget to hit the like button to help this story reach more people who need to hear it. Share this video with someone who should know that even in the darkest moments, one phone call can change everything. Your support drives this channel forward. Thank you for being part of this community.